Okay, today we're going to talk about the radian. The radian is another way to measure angles. Up until today, you've been learning about measuring angles in degrees. Today we're going to learn a new way to measure angles known as the radian. So a radian is the measure of a central angle. Now what they mean by central angle is the angle that's near the center of a circle, subtended by an arc that is the same length as the radius of the circle. The word subtended means held. So the angle is going to be held by an arc. So this is my arc here, the curved edge along the circle. So this angle, this central angle, is held by that arc length that's along the edge of the circle. And this arc length has the same length as the radius. So the radius is the same length as the arc length. All three of those sides are equal in length. Just one is curved and two are straight. Now remember that the circumference of a circle is given by the formula c equals 2 pi r, where r is the radius. How does this relate to the number of radians in a circle? Now if you think about a circle, okay, we know that the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So if we are drawing in one angle where we have 1 radian, that means that the arc length has a length of 1 radius. Therefore, if we continue along the circumference of the circle in the same manner, how many radians do you think we'll be able to put into a full circle? Well, we know that 2 pi radiuses, or radii, so 2 pi radii fit into a circumference. So if there's 2 pi radii in a circumference, that's going to be also equal to how many radians we can fit into 360 degrees. So a full circle is 360 degrees, and we can actually fit 2 pi radians in 360 degrees because 2 pi radii fit into the circumference. The measure of angle PCA is 1 radian. Calculate the measure of angle PCA in degrees. So we want to figure out how many degrees that angle is equal to. Now, we just talked about on the last slide how 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. So now we need to figure out how much 1 radian is equal to. So what we can do is we can set up a proportion. Okay, so 2 pi radians is to 1 radian what 360 degrees is to how many degrees. So how many degrees would be equivalent to 1 radian? Then what we need to do is cross multiplication. So we're going to multiply across, and then we're going to divide by 2 pi. So x, which represents 1 radian, is equal to 360 degrees divided by 2 pi, because there's 2 pi radians in 360 degrees. And if you put this into your calculator, you should end up with around 57.3 degrees. So therefore, 1 radian is approximately 57.3 degrees. And as a rough estimate, you can use 60 degrees when you're doing your mental math to kind of approximate what 1 radian is equal to. So if you're trying to remember or you're trying to estimate, you can think of 1 radian as about 60 degrees, but you would want to make sure that if you're calculating the measure of 1 radian that you would put it as exact as possible.